Hey folks, Pirate Tiger here, and welcome to Let's Play Contradiction. This is, as far as I can make out, well, it's an FMV game, which I haven't played an FMV game since 7th Guest, and that was probably about 15 years ago, more than that in fact. It's an interesting game. It was broken because there was a certain puzzle that you couldn't complete because you were playing an Othello type game set in a microscope against a computer that was unbeatable. But look, I'm not bitter. That's not the reason I haven't played FMV games in 15 years. It's only part of the reason. But I read a fantastic and interesting article on offworld.com recently, all about the resurgence of FMV games. FMV meaning full motion video, in case you don't know. And this one in particular looked very interesting. I saw just the start of a Let's Play by Jesse Cox and Dodger on this very game, and I thought, yes, that's the one for me. It seems to be something a cross between, how do I say? In my mind, it's something across between Phoenix Wright and, I don't know, all of the British pastoral crime dramas that you get, Jonathan Creek and Midsummer Murders and all that. And I could explain what's going on, but there'd be no point, because we're about to start the game and it'll give us a really lovely introduction. So this is all acted out for you. No silly voices from me, I'm afraid, this time. But I think this is going to be a good one. So, sit back and enjoy the intro as we play Contradiction.
My name is Jenks.
Hi, Jenks.
Detective Inspector Frederick Jenks.
Nice
and
hat.
I've been assigned to a last-minute investigation into the death of Kate Vine.
Google
a
Maps.
PhD student found drowned at midnight last Friday in a lake in the woods on the outskirts of the tiny village of Edenton. I have until first thing tomorrow morning to decide whether her death was a simple accident or whether this was murder. Kate Vine appeared to the world to be a bright, confident, fun-loving PhD student with everything to live for. However, a history of depression and alcoholism revealed in her medical records suggests that in reality, she had become adept at hiding behind a mask. A lab report indicating a high level of alcohol in her blood, along with the late hour of her death and a lack of witnesses, makes a strong case that this was suicide.
Totally murder.
But the verdict overlooked some curious details. Why was her driving license found on the opposite side of the lake in which she drowned? Also, there were traces of morphine in Kate's system. Where did she get it?
Curious.
Kate was known to be a free spirit with a nihilistic love of danger, which may, in part, have something to do with a business course called Atlas, which Kate had joined and which she had been attending on the night of her death. Based in a large, stately home on the outskirts of the village, the exclusive Atlas is run by father and son team, Paul and Ryan Rand.
Cool.
Both were interviewed following Kate's death, but neither claimed to have seen Kate after the meeting. And
Cult.
both were understandably eager to distance themselves and Atlas from the tragedy.
It's a cult!
This isn't the first time that Atlas has been investigated. Atlas and their questionable methods.
Realignment.
Which many have
Cult.
suggested border on mind control.
No kidding.
Ryan is married to Rebecca, landlady of Edenton's village pub, the George and Dragon. As yet, she hasn't been interviewed, though it's likely Kate visited the pub on more than one occasion.
Nice pub.
One of Kate's friends was Emma Bowman, who lives at Eden Lodge on the road leading out of Edenton village. Emma was also doing a PhD at the same university, but didn't attend Atlas. Interviewed after Kate's death, Emma seemed shocked and upset, insisting she hadn't seen Kate that night. However, it turned out her boyfriend had. Simon Thompson met Emma at university. After completing his degree around 18 months ago, he went to work at a shop in the neighboring village. He started at the Atlas course a few months ago. Simon insisted that he didn't see Kate after the meeting, but the sergeant interviewing him noted he seemed oddly unmoved by her death, which makes him the first person I want to see tonight.
He could just be a
It's
sociopath.
time for some answers.
Contradiction. We are at the pub in Edenton Village. It's a lovely shot. Welcome to Edenton Village. Click the arrows to move around the village. If you see the magnifying glass, try your investigate button to see Jenks investigate. Okay, please be gone. Oh, there's more. Click the inventory icon to see your collected items, which includes both physical objects and information Jenks has collected. If you're at a location where you think you can use a physical item, try the use icon. Okay, any more? No, we're good. Okay. So, we can go into the pub, we can go down West Street, or we can go down North Lane. I think we've got a map here somewhere. I'm assuming it's there. Yep. I've got tooltips, that's great. Here's our inventory. All we have at the moment is, I guess, Kate Vine's photo, which represents talking about her death, and the driving license. There's nothing I can use it on. Okay. And we have the map. Eden Lodge, that's where we need to go. We're currently at the pub, aren't we? Doesn't show us where we are, so we'll check that in a second. We also have show tips. Nah. And we have return to the main. Well, don't need that. And toggle between mouse control and keyboard. I think I like the mouse. This is good. So, we are at the village centre. It's Friday after 5 PM. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but he said we've got until first thing tomorrow morning to figure out if this is all nonsense or not. I have no idea what kind of constabulary they're running in Edenton, but that is nonsense. Especially since she only died, what, a week ago? Was it last Friday, midnight, the body was found? Again, that was a bit ambiguous. It didn't say whether the body was found on midnight or whether she was assumed drowned on midnight. I think it said she was found drowned on midnight, which is an ambiguous statement. Might not be significant, but I don't know. We'll see. By the way, this pub, the Georgian Dragon, this is a real pub. There's no village called Edenton, but there is, in fact, a village called Great Budworth, which is just north of Northwich, not too far from Manchester and Liverpool. I've driven probably within a couple of miles of this very place on a number of occasions, so it's pretty. It's a nice little village, but listen, if you don't know, England is absolutely crammed with places like this. Cute little villages with, you know, ramshackle thatch and slate roofs everywhere. It's pretty cool. I think we need to go and meet Simon and Emma. Simon, super suspicious. We're going to have words. Yeah, let's go into FMV. So much FMV. Ooh, we have an investigate button. It's a bike.
Very trusting, leaving a bike unlocked.
Yeah.
Looks like homebrew equipment.
Huh. If that's homebrew.
This might come in handy.
Jenks, did you just steal a screwdriver? Oh my god. We're the worst. Detective Inspector Jenks is some kind of tea leaf. Okay. So now we have a box of old bottles to talk about and an unlocked bicycle. How exciting. I guess we better knock for Simon then.
Is it Simon?
Yeah.
Detective Inspector Jenks. I'm investigating an incident in the village. Could I come in and ask you a few questions, please?
Yeah.
Thank you.
If you're a recent student, then I'm a school child. This guy's at least 30.
We can just go through here if you want. Emma's working in the front room.
Hi.
This
Hi.
is Inspector James.
Jenks.
Jenks, you tit!
Elizabeth.
There was a death in the village. Kate Vine, I believe you both knew her.
I think you've heard of her. She was your best
Speak to
mate.
both of us.
I'll just speak to Simon first, if that's okay.
Just come through.
That is no way your
Is it
real
okay,
hat,
Nick?
Jenks.
Oh, this will be fine, yeah.
Yeah, the recording setup's great. No echo at all. Nice moleskin notebook. Ooh, our first interview. First, pick an item you want to ask about. Then click Ask to see Jenks talk about it. Well, ask about it. When you've heard the reply, you'll see a summary of what was said in the box at the bottom. Click any item you've already asked about. Clicking any item you've already asked about shows the summary of replies beneath. Now click any reply to add it to the contradiction box. On the right, you can add 2 replies at a time. So, now you can start looking for contradictions. It is like Phoenix Wright. Yay! God, I love the Phoenix Wright games so much. Them and Professor Layton were the only really good reason for owning a Nintendo DS. Find 2 contradictory replies and add them to the contradiction box. If they go green, sit back and watch Jenks grill these assholes. Yeah. Okay. Oh, I liked his silhouette, by the way, on that little post-it note. It's very Deerstalker hat-ish. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, it isn't worth asking Simon about the screwdriver. No kidding, we just stole it. I'm sure he's going to want to know, but no, don't worry about that, Simon. No, this one's mine. I don't know where yours is. Okay, let's ask about Kate Vine's death.
When was the last time you saw Kate Vine?
So last Friday's meeting, I think.
Did you see her after the meeting?
No.
How long have you known Kate?
That would be when we started Atlas. 3 months ago?
Did you socialise outside Atlas?
No.
How would you describe her? What sort of person was she?
Well, she's talented. She was full of life, you know?
Oh.
Sharp, quite sharp.
Would you say she had any emotional problems?
Her mood could change. And, well, there was the drinking problem.
And the suicide.
Aware of that.
Well, she would come drunk to meetings sometimes.
Whoa.
She would reek of the stuff. I mean, everyone knew, but nobody really said anything.
So, tell me a bit about Atlas.
Well, it's just a business management training program for postgrads.
Not a cult.
And you started this after you left college?
Yeah.
And it's on every Friday?
Yeah, well, my group isn't doing it this Friday, but one of the groups is.
Okay, thanks.
So here are all of the statements, the relevant, interesting, pertinent facts from that little conversation. Last saw Kate Atlas at the Atlas meeting last Friday. Only known her for 3 months. Didn't socialise with her outside Atlas. Often seemed drunk at Atlas. So, I don't know. I don't really know her, mate. Don't ask me. Yeah, sure. Driving licence.
Did you know whether Kate had lost this or not?
No.
Do you want to try and act a bit harder there, buddy?
No, I don't think so. Never seen it before.
Okay. Is it just me, or is Detective Inspector Jenks like the hammiest actor in this whole thing so far? Alright, we've only had 3 people appear in it, but my goodness, he's really laying it on thick during the interviews, isn't he? Let's ask him about the unlocked bike. You not using that at all? Wouldn't mind if, someone in a terrible hat just sort of nicked it. Actually, it's a really nice hat. I'm a bit jealous. I don't think I could pull it off.
Whose the bike outside?
Oh, that's my cousin's. He lent me it. I need to buy a new lock for it, though.
So it's your bike at the moment?
Yeah. And there's no bus service to speak of around here, so it's really the only way to get around.
No bus service. Only way Simon can get to work. Where does he work? Can't really ask him about that yet. Okay. What about the box of old bottles?
I noticed a lot of bottles outside. Are they yours?
Yeah, I make homebrew.
For yourself?
Well, no, I give it out to my friends and stuff. I tried selling it at first, but
It's
I didn't
terrible.
have the takers. Except for James over at Farmhouse. I used to trade it to him for herbs and stuff.
Do you see James a lot?
Herbs.
No, not really.
You're very keen to deny a bunch of stuff here. Let's ask more about your homebrew. Oh, no. I can't ask you about him, because you... Okay, you told me about the homebrew. I need to ask someone else about it. Fine, that's fine. But you're not going to tell me about it, because... Doesn't see James often. Tried selling it, but only sold to James. Makes it... James would suck a rotten apple if he thought it would get him off. I think we know James. And he sells herbs, apparently. Herbs. Okay. This is apparently all we're going to get out of him. Can we see any contradictions? So far, doesn't really know Kate. Didn't socialise with her. Often seen drunk. Only known her for 3 months. Last saw her at the Atlas meeting last Friday. Doesn't know anything about the licence. Not going to get any contradictions there. The bike belongs to his cousin, whoever that is. It's the only way he can get to work. He makes his own homebrew. Tried selling it, but only sold it to James, whom he also doesn't see very often. Well, honestly, I don't see anything in there. So I think we need to move on to the lovely Emma.
Thank you. Probably be back later.
Don't worry, it's only a few questions.
Yeah.
Aww, you look sad or nervous. I don't know which it is. So, Your mate, she died. What's going on there?
When was the last time you saw Kate Vine?
It was last Thursday in the college library.
Ah.
I saw her and we chatted for a bit. She seemed her usual self.
What was her usual self?
Just Kate being Kate. You know, a bit wild.
Wild? What way wild?
She just used to question everything, you know. Have arguments with the lecturers, things like that.
What else?
Kate had a drink problem.
How noticeable was that?
Well, it wasn't at first, but as the year went on, she'd be drunk in the afternoon. But I think she cut down, you know, towards the end of college and when she started her PhD.
Oh, if you can hear this noise in the background, I apologise. There's people moving bins around outside. Is it me, or does Emma have like just a very slight tinge of an accent? It's not quite, you know, RP English. There's something, but I can't pin it down at all. Like, it might be slightly Irish or maybe slightly Scandinavian or something. I don't know. I'm struggling to place it. But anyway, she last saw Kate in the college library. She was her usual self, which apparently means argumentative and drunk. Yeah, full of life, very sharp. Thanks for that assessment, Simon. Emma also didn't see Kate very often. I thought they were friends from the intro, but, well, maybe not.
Did you know whether Kate had lost this or not?
I don't know, but I don't think so.
Okay.
You don't think you knew? All these ambiguous answers. Okay, well doesn't think Kate lost her driving license. I mean, is that a contradiction with didn't see Kate very often? I mean, no, apparently not. What about with the last saw Kate in the college library? This is a bit, you know, going for an early win here. It doesn't seem to be happening. Okay, let's ask her about the bike.
Whose is the bike outside?
Oh, it's Simon's cousin's. He uses it to get to work.
You know the lock's broken.
Oh, I know. I keep telling him to fix it.
Okay. Is it just me, or does this room have two carriage clocks? One behind Emma and one behind Detective Jenks. That would drive me absolutely insane. Bike belongs to Simon's cousin, uses the bike to get to work, keeps telling Simon to fix the lock. I don't think we're going to get anything out of that. What about the box of bottles?
What's the stack of bottles outside?
Oh, that's all Simon's stuff. You better ask him. I don't know.
He's a booze hound. We just know it.
Have you ever tried Simon's homebrew?
Me? No. I don't like beer. I only drink wine. I can't stand spirits either.
Doesn't like beer. Only drinks wine and hates spirits. Okay, well that could be relevant later, I suppose. One last question. Have you lost a screwdriver recently? Okay, I don't think we've learned anything, like there's nothing else we can ask Simon about, so we're basically done here. I didn't spot any contradictions in this particular interview, which is a shame.
That's all for the moment. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Best to knock on the window for Emma. Simon always answers the front door.
Okay, I mean that's a handy contrivance, but it's kind of silly. That'll do, it's fine. Okay, so it's still Friday after 5 PM, so presumably most people are home. Let's have a look at the map, see what we've got available. Now, we've got the place where the body was found. That's Rosenbaum Lake. There's Atlas way up here. I don't know what this location is, or this. Maybe this is just for using arrows to get around. The pub, Rebecca Rand's pub, and the post office and home of Paul and Ryan Rand, presumably. Why they wouldn't live up there is beyond me. And we also have Abbey Farm. None of this is anything we know about yet. So let's move on to Rebecca's pub. Apparently nobody's bothered to interview the landlord of the local pub, even though the Kate Vine was an absolute fiend for the drink and was involved at Atlas, which was run by Paul and Ryan Rand, father and son, the wife of whom runs the pub. Nobody's interviewed her yet, so fine, we'll do that ourselves. We've only got until tomorrow morning, but that's alright. It's a gorgeous looking pub, isn't it? Yeah, Let's take a look. Or not. It's 5 PM on a Friday and the pub's shut. Of course it is. I'm taking issue with this. Okay, that was a solid introduction, but I don't feel like we can stop until we found at least one contradiction. So, let's head to the body. We'll go to the jetty. Oh, FMV, it's always a good sign. What is this I see?
Looks like a piece of jewellery there, stuck between the boards. Well and truly wedged in.
You're not even trying. I think we have something we can use there. How lucky for us. I mean, we could use the driving license to do it as well, but it's a bit, I don't know, a bit disrespectful somehow.
Interesting.
Huh.
I thought forensics had checked the whole area. Obviously not very well.
You say jewellery, I mean, it looks like trash to me, but, you know, to each their own. We have a new thing! The broken pendant. I mean, we could try using it, but I don't think we'll get anything out of it. No, okay, right. Back to the house, quickly, double sharp. I want to discover something. Eden Lodge. Yes, let's go in, please. Let's talk to Emma first.
A few more questions, if you don't mind.
Broken pendant.
Ever seen this?
The
Looks
accent.
like, that's my old necklace. I gave this to Kate.
So Kate might have been wearing it last Friday.
Yeah, well, perhaps, but I can't see why. She was always buying new things, you know, lots of jewellery, stuff like that.
Why did you give her yours?
It's meant to be a bird in cage, but the cage's fallen off. I'll show you.
Where did you buy it?
I didn't. It's unwanted present.
Secret admirer.
Not so secret.
I see.
What?
That's how it should have looked. It's called a freedom necklace.
Do you mind if I keep this?
No, not at all.
Yeah, one clock behind her, and one
So the
clock behind him.
necklace did belong to Kate. Interesting. I'm starting to wish I'd brought a spare evidence bag.
Interesting. Okay, so she gave the necklace to Kate. It's called a freedom necklace. Kate bought lots of new jewellery, and the necklace was an unwanted gift. Huh. I gave Jenks the card from a freedom necklace. Okay, so that's going to serve as a useful jumping off point. Let's ask
Be
Simon.
back later on, if that's okay.
Simon. It's just a freedom. Okay, fair enough. Simon, have you overacted this? Actually, Simon's not the overactor. Simon is fine, and so far, what's her name? Emma is fine. It's Jenks. He's so hammy.
You know what this is?
Yeah. Yeah, I think Emma had one like it. Actually, you know what? Kate had one. I remember because I asked her about it one night when we were all out drinking in college. I was probably pretty drunk.
That's what college is all about.
Did you hear what I heard? Kate wore the necklace at college, but didn't socialise with Kate outside Atlas. Or only known Kate for 3 months. I mean, either of those are a contradiction, in my opinion. Okay, Aha!
So how did you know Kate was wearing a freedom necklace 18 months ago? At college?
Well, I knew.
I killed it. I'm
Kate
sorry.
in college, but I didn't get to know her till we started Atlas.
Right. So you didn't socialise with her at college?
No.
And you didn't socialise with her outside of Atlas?
No.
You didn't see her outside Atlas at all?
No, no, not at all.
Ooh! And some achievements. No cheats used.
So
and
Simon
6
did know
Okay.
Kate at college, but why would he lie about that? Maybe he knows Kate better than he's willing to admit. 6 o'clock. I wonder if Rebecca's working in the pub tonight.
Well, that was revealing and dramatic. I feel like we're getting somewhere. So, if you're enjoying this, then please do join me again tomorrow for more Let's Play Contradiction. See you then, folks. Bye!